In a move many anticipated, the Pittsburgh Steelers miss out on Davante Adams, a trade that they were in on from the jump, from the second that Davante Adams expressed his interest in a trade. The Pittsburgh Steelers started making phone calls. They ultimately miss out to the team that everyone expected them to miss out to. Davante Adams heads to New York. He now becomes a Jet. A bit of a desperation move. There are parts of this that you feel, okay, if you're the Steelers, maybe you should have made that offer. And then there are parts of this that you say, good. Glad the Steelers did not take that on. There was no reason for them to take this on. The Jets give up a third-round pick that essentially becomes a second. That one you're okay with. You're looking at it and going, maybe the Steelers should have given up a second-round pick. Probably worth it, especially a team that's 4-2, looking for a playoff run, wants to get in, wants to make this offense as good as possible. You're thinking about starting Justin Fields, but you're also thinking about how much better does the passing game get with Russell Wilson in there. If that's the case, cool, you add another wide receiver. You're okay making a big move to go and get one, especially of Davante Adams' caliber. And then on the other side of this, you're looking at it going, okay, they gave up the entire contract, or they took on the entire contract. The Steelers by no means should be thinking of doing that. There's just no reason to sit here and say, yeah, okay, we'll give up everything. We'll make a big desperation move for a wide receiver that's 33 years old and dealing with a hamstring injury. There's both good and bad here, but ultimately a move that the Steelers were not going to match. They were not going to sit there and say, we will give you everything you want. Here you go. Have fun. We'll take Davante Adams. Now, the question becomes, where do the Steelers go from here? Do they continue to look for a wide receiver? Is DeAndre Hopkins next? Is that the big splash that they're willing to make now to go get a Tennessee Titans wide receiver that, hasn't played much, and when he does play, he's barely on the field making anything happen, but he's got a terrible offense, a new head coach, a quarterback that is clearly struggling. Is that where you go next? Or do you look for younger options and start making phone calls to Houston and start making phone calls to Tennessee about Treylon Burks and that kind of stuff and take more of a risk, but maybe a little bit easier of a move financially, a little bit easier of a move compensation-wise, and you're adding somebody that you could kind of see a future with? I don't know. Do you just give the ball to Roman Wilson and say, hey, you played 5 snaps last week, but we need a wide receiver too, so we got to test the waters here? There will be a lot of noise over the next 2 weeks. There will be a lot of options for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Missing out on Davante Adams isn't the best one. Certainly would have thought that made a big difference, a significant one for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but ultimately they watch him go to New York in a move that everybody anticipated happening, and they move on from here. What's to come? What's next? I guess we'll find out.